Hello, everybody. The power. If you'd all like to take your seats, Mr. Collins is going to start the speeches. And if we can have the music off. It should be live. Who's on music?
Right. Here we go. Oh, Jack. No. Welcome. On behalf of Jack and Casey, I welcome you all to their very special day, and I would like to say what an honour, I do mean this, it is for me to have been asked by Casey to give her away. And it was, give her away. Oh, but would have liked to have given her away during those girly teenage years. Now, a big thank you to all those that travelled afar. We have people from Northern Ireland. Where are they? There they are. The home counties. Where are you? The home counties. Thank you, Jackie. Gloucestershire. Yes. And those that had that rugged drive up from Cornwall. Where are you? Oh, yes, there they are. Hope you paid. Don't be so silly. Jam first. It's criminal. Right, where was I? Oh, hope you paid to get into Devon. Did you pay? You sneaked in round the top, didn't you? From that mighty river, the Tamar, that separates us and the rest of the country from our Cornish friends. Big cheer for our Cornish friends. So thank you all in sharing and making this a special day for Jack and Casey. So thank you all. And I must say, the bridesmaids, how lovely they looked. Big round of applause for the bridesmaids. And the bride. And Jack. The best man. And Daddy Kev. He scrubbed up rather well. Well done, Kev. And Nanny, where's Nanny Nunu? There she is. Nanny, she's there. Right, here we are, a little story. I would like to tell you a story of how we have come to this special day. It starts like this, as all stories do. Once upon a time, there was a young girl. Now this young girl would sit all alone and watch her favourite TV programme, Casualty. Now hang on, it says PTO. Please turn over. Oh. And she had a thought. I know, I have an idea. See, Jack, she does. I want to be a paramedic. So she did what all wannabe paramedics do. She applied. She got in. She trained and worked hard. And then came the day of her placement and the meeting of her mentor, or some would say her teacher. But this good-looking, fresh-faced young man had other ideas on his mind. You know, some might call him a predator. Oh yes, Jackie boy. But you can all make your minds up about that. But soon, all we heard from this poor, naive girl. Was Jack this, Jack that? And me being her evil stepfather, I thought to myself, this is how stories go, isn't it, really? What have we here then? Is this immoral? Is it even legal? As he is her teacher. Or is this common practice in the NHS? Or in Cornwall? But as time flowed by, their friendship turned into something more. Could this be love? Or was that rotten, fresh-faced swine after more than a pay rise? But no, it must be love. They moved in together, then they bought their first house. Then to make things complete, they bought a dog. God, he stinks, that dog. One would think that's nice, but not Jack. I want a child. So once again, this immoral thoughts came flooding back. And woe and behold, Casey gave birth. Hang on. But not just one bundle of joy, but two. And their names are Ava and Sienna. Where are they? Now, but the story doesn't end there. Casey, being the strong woman that she became, went back to frontline work as a 999 responder. That's only 3 nines, was it, Casey? Jack, meanwhile, took a step back and joined HEART, which, as we all know, stands for Have a Rest Today. How many shouts last week?
None.
3. God, they work hard for their money, them boys and girls, don't they? Oh, hang on, my glasses, can't see. Oh, but knowing he and his teammates have a big ping pong competition coming up, I would like to... That's all I hear about is ping pong and his backhand. I would like to donate these to you and the 999 Dodgers, commonly known as HEART. Hang on. I've got them here somewhere.
Here. They're here.
Oh, they're on the table. And I've got them in my pockets. And here they are. Here they are. That's for HEART. That's for everybody from HEART. Oh, and there's another one over here. She's here. Is there anybody from HEART on that side?
No.
Oh, there they are. Oh, hang on, there's more. There we go. There we go. Sorry, Jack, none for you. Good job, we have Casey. And the frontline responders, where are you? And we have a policeman in our midst. Where is he? Hands up. What do you mean? He's not in the Met, are you? No. Only joking, Jack and your team. You do a wonderful job, all of you. So on that note, let's all raise a glass to Jack and Casey and wish them love and happiness and fun from all of us here on their special day. I'll give you Jack and Casey. There you go. There.
Thank you, Cole. Thank you, Colin. Can't get worse.
You win.
Hello all and welcome from my stunning wife and I. We would first like to thank you for making the effort to be here today. Some of you have flown here, obviously the Northern Irish lot, and someone from Germany. Some of you have had to book time off from work, especially to attend. And there's been some jaw-dropping generosity, and the bridesmaids and groommen have had to listen to us talk about a wedding long before I even proposed. Hello, baby. It certainly wouldn't have been as special without each and every one of you, although all of you who put your cream on first can leave now. We realise that Monday is a strange day to have a wedding, but the 20th of October is our anniversary as a couple, and we wanted to commemorate it as our wedding anniversary too. As Colin and I said, our story began 7 years ago when we became mentor and mentee. I guess you could say it was written in the stars, but actually it was an email. If I'm honest, it didn't start as smoothly as I would have liked. The first time I arranged to meet her, I had pure intentions, despite what Colin suggests, to make a good impression and set her on a positive course for her following placement. The plan we had agreed was to have a coffee and discuss what she wanted to do and focus on when she started, which at the time I thought would be great. What actually happened was I had arranged for her to get out of bed 2 hours early, drive to Exeter, stand in the rain outside a closed Waitrose, and then dragged her around a dingy ambulance station. Great first impression. She also never got her coffee and has demanded I make her tea as retribution ever since. Then on her first proper day of placement, I proceeded to sleep through my alarm, which was made worse upon my arrival at the station when she informed me her first official experience of an ambulance was driving around looking for my house to wake me from my slumber. Needless to say, I had 2 alarms set this morning, and evidently I must have started doing better from then on to be standing here now. Reassuringly for you all, though, from the first moment I knew Casey existed, I had an unbridled excitement to nurture and care for her, which extends to this day. We spent countless hours in each other's company, but deliberately remained distant. If I'm honest, I guess I tried not to love Casey, which makes me even more grateful that life had different plans for us both after all. Over those 3 years, alongside a growing sense of pride, each time a milestone was achieved or she overcame something she believed she couldn't, there was a silently deepening bond that was stronger than either of us had realised. I'd always known you would hold a special place in my heart, but not what a fundamental part of my existence you would become. With the truth being, had you not invited me to go paddleboarding, to let my guard down, I would have missed the best opportunity of my life. A summer passed as friends, and something clicked as we grew closer. I thought you were a choice. Really, though, I had just realised we'd already fallen in love. I expect from an outside perspective, on the 20th of October 2021, things happened very fast, to say the least. I gave you a key and invited you to move in almost instantly, and I remember Sonia's reaction to this day. We had our own home within a year, and Pero, our furry tornado, arrived soon after. It was also natural. You were and remain everything I've ever needed, and I only wanted to give you everything I thought you deserved. God, shaking. I'm not even nervous. I was welcomed into your family as if I was part of the furniture. Well, B, your boxer, certainly treated me like a piece of furniture anyway. I'd never been more comfortable in another home apart from my own, and I consider myself very lucky to have been accepted so readily. Sonia, thank you for allowing me to love your daughter. It is truly a privilege, and I want you to know that one of my biggest hopes for Sienna and Ava is that they have the same love and admiration for Casey as Casey has for you. Collie, I want you to know that any person can be an evil stepfather or a lodger, but you would be the person that Casey would run to if she needed a dad. Also, although you physically build homes, you, together with Sonia, metaphorically built your best one. I have always known the importance of family, particularly the concept of home being wherever family is, which couldn't have been made any truer than when you brought our little beans into the world. You are a phenomenal mother, handling twins, work, and everything else that life has to throw you. I am proud to even be associated with you, let alone be married to you. I have also realised that the 3 best things in my life, you, Sienna and Ava, were all unplanned and unexpected, which gives me an enthusiasm and positivity for whatever our future holds. It will no doubt be full of laughter, adventure, and memories we can tell the young paramedics about when they need to hear about things back in our day. You've also shown me that despite my perfectionism, it's okay to relinquish control and not everything has to be perfect to be wonderful, which is good because I am fully aware that I am not perfect. In fact, you, Casey, loved and nurtured me when I felt I was at my most imperfect. Rebuilding and restoring the pieces of what made me, me, not because I needed fixing, but because I was enough for you. So not only did I see my future in all of its beauty walk towards me down the aisle today, I also saw all of our love-filled past, which makes us, us. On the note of the past, I'm going to finish with a promise to you, which has been the same since the moment I found out your name. I will consciously, intently, and lovingly look after you, no matter what life brings. Thank you for choosing to love me, as I wholeheartedly love you. Please join me in a toast to the newest lob and the precious pod she has created. Say yes to the puddle. Cheers.
Cheers. Is it locked on?
Right, it's on. Huh? No, I'm all right. Just about.
Well, once again, I'd like to thank Jack for always giving me a tough act to follow. So, I'm just going to... You'll have to bear with me because I'm going to be overtly sentimental. For anybody who knows me, that goes completely against my nature. So, hello everyone. For those of you who I haven't met before, I'm Dean. I'm the groom's brother. I'd just like to take a moment to thank everybody for making the effort to come today and make Jack and Casey's day so special. I'm aware that nobody today has come to hear me drone on and on, so with that being said, I intend to keep my speech very much like the groom, short. I'd love to stand up here and tell you all an embarrassing story about Jack that makes him look bad, but to be completely honest with you, I've been racking my brain when preparing for this, and I genuinely can't think of one that makes him look bad, and quite frankly, most of them just end with me looking so much worse. So, with that being said, we'll skip that part, and I'll just hope that James carries the burden for the team on that part. Growing up with Dad in the army, Jack and I bounced around every few years, and long-term friendships weren't really a thing. But to be honest, with a brother like Jack, you never really noticed that sort of thing, because old Dependable was always there to be a friend, brother, and in many ways an extra parent. With Dad being away on deployment, Jack took up the mantle of the man of the house and began his parent basic training, which he completed with honours in 16 short years. Jack was the model child, mature, sensible, both emotionally and mentally intelligent and hard-working, a proper smorgasbord of qualities that's sufficient to give any younger sibling an inadequacy complex. My therapist, once again, thanks you for the payday. With how much work ethic and intelligence Jack has, he could have very easily done any job in the world. But in typical Jack fashion, what does he do? Turns down a life of cash and cars, or from being a high-flying lawyer or some soul-deprived business owner, and very nobly becomes a paramedic and chooses to save people's lives. Now, although Jack gained his formal training with Plymouth University, I would like to add that all of Jack's real training came from our childhood, where having an accident-prone younger brother, such as myself, with no inhibition or any shred of good sense, allowed him to assess broken bones, extract a patient from a difficult spot, such as a storm drain, sorry for that again, and most crucially of all, how to pick up a pisshead at 3 a.m. You are very welcome. So, given how I've painted Jack as this cool, calm, unshakable bloke, imagine my shock when one day he rocks up at my house in Cornwall, having come all the way down from Exeter, looking what I can only describe as nervous, or as nervous as somebody like Jack can be. You know, he had a few stray hairs, looked really distraught. I've lost my page there. That was the day he told me that he'd started dating Casey. This was the first time in my entire life I can recall seeing my brother nervous. So you can imagine my excitement at meeting the person who could both make my brother so happy, but also a bit awkward and uncomfortable. I spent literal decades trying to figure out that trick, and I marvel at the woman who could figure it out in such a short amount of time. So it's no real surprise that Jack's soulmate is as much of an overachiever as he is. When I met Casey, she didn't disappoint. She had a great sense of humour, which quite frankly you need to survive in our family. She didn't shy away from a bit of banter, and most importantly, she didn't dump Jack at the sight of the rest of us. So she was clearly either brave, stupid, or very fond of Jack, any combination of which will get her very far in this family. But in all seriousness, I can't describe how wonderful it is that Jack has found somebody who is his equal and in many ways is better. I hope you'll be thrilled to know that after this, Casey, I will be upgrading you from a crab in the group chat to a fully fledged lobster. To finish off, while writing this, I remember a conversation I had with Jack in our early teens about God, guiding hands, and all that existential crap that I usually need far more drinks to deal with. Jack in that time said he didn't believe in God or some divine presence to guide his life, but believed in a few key moments that were predetermined, sort of like a linear destiny or checkpoints in a video game. You play through the motions, but eventually they lead to a specific point. And I remember thinking at that time, very much like you probably do now, what a load of, insert non-child appropriate word here. Where have I gone? Sorry. I've lost my page completely. But watching you two over the last few years, I get it. Because excluding a sprinkling of fate, where else could two people, other than some truly god-awful rom-com, be so perfect as each other and meet each other in the way that you did and build the life that you have with the two most sensational little girls I've met? Shout out to the Queen of Sheba and Cheesy Chips. I'll let you guys figure out who's who. So, to surmise, congratulations to you both, and I wish you both the most wonderful life filled with adventure and happiness. And I thank you both for continuing to be the role models that I need in my life. If I end up as a tenth the parent that you two are, then I'll know I've done very well. Please join me in toasting the new Mr. and Mrs. Lobb. Not quite done. To the family you were born to, the family you got to choose along the way, like James and Chloe, but most of all, to the family you were destined always to make. Cheers. Thank you, Dean. Right. Now for some humour.
Well, that was all very nice, wasn't it? So, I'm James. I'm the other best man, because obviously Jack has to have two of everything. You're going to have to bear with me, though, because I'm actually a little bit nervous. There's way more of you here than I thought there would be, because I really didn't think Jack had that many friends. I guess you're here for Casey, though. Crop that out the video, though. We don't need that bit. So, the actual speech. It's my job to tell all the embarrassing stories of Mr. Lobb and maybe Mrs. Lobb to give everybody a bit of a giggle. However, one of the issues I've had is that Jack is one of those people that's just almost too good to be true. It's very difficult to find embarrassing stories. But if we go back to when we first met in 2013 at Plymouth University, I can kind of put you in the picture. We were on messy nights out, drinking way too much vodka and Red Bull, flirting with all the other first-year students. There was this one night, after being out in revolutions till 4 a.m, we were staggering back to where we live, and all of a sudden... Oh wait, you thought this was real? This is Jack. No, that was way more Chloe and Casey at university. I'm really sorry to disappoint you all, but the reason that me and Jack got on was because we would much rather sneak out of uni to go for a Toby Carvery or a game of snooker than go out drinking. But our friendship did develop over those 3 years in Plymouth. We learnt lots about each other, the profession we were joining, and about life in general. We both graduated, we went on our first ski trip and out to Thailand before settling down for a lifetime of driving around Devon in ambulances. Little did we know that over the next few years, we would both meet the loves of our lives, Casey and Chloe. We would especially like to thank the recruitment team at Plymouth University for their excellent choice of student paramedics that year. They did a great job on selection. Since then, our lives really have changed. Jack and Casey have had their girls, and I'm sure you'll all agree they've done amazingly today. I wrote this the other day, so that is correct. I don't have to amend that bit. They actually have been amazing. Jack excelled at work and then decided to go into early semi-retirement. Casey has come back from having twins and is now smashing, not only working as a paramedic, but an amazing mum to Ava and Sienna and her new personal training program. What a family these girls are going to grow up into. Imagine the pressure at that first school sports day for the girls. So recently we've been on in hen and stag parties where we've heard lots of funny jokes about both of them. One of my first personal favourites about Jack, though. So at work one night, the heart ambulances were out on an incident miles from anywhere. And after sorting out the patient, they were preparing for the long drive home. Jack, with his tiny bladder, couldn't face the long drive home, so snuck around the back of the vehicle for a sneaky wee. Unfortunately, one of the other paramedics, probably one of these guys, managed to reverse into his vehicle mid-wee, causing a little bump. No worries though, they didn't know Jack was there, nobody was injured, there was no damage. However, when they got back to the ambulance station, they realised there was CCTV on the vehicle which recorded the incident and can be used and looked at later. Unfortunately, this meant everybody got to see Jack and little Jack on camera. However, this wasn't the only time that people got to see a little bit more of Jack than they wanted to, is it, Casey? This is why you don't let other people use your phone to navigate around Lisbon on a hen party when there's a lonely Jack at home. I can hear some giggles from the people that are in this. Anyway, if you'd like to hear more stories of Jack as we go through the evening, all you have to do is get him a shot. It's got to be chili oil, soy sauce, or nacho cheese, though, because he loves them. Anything but alcohol. However, on a serious note, I'd like to finish by saying Jack and Casey have really become entwined with our family and mean so much to us. We are so proud to be part of their day and here to celebrate the next step in their family life. We wish you all the happiness and health in your futures and wish you the best as Mr. and Mrs. Lobb. And I think we should all raise our glasses for the end of the speeches. No more toasts, but to Mr. and Mrs. Lobb. Cheers. Thank you. The buffet's open.